All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video post-draft. And check out Pig and a Pickle. They've got two locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera, the best barbecue in Northern California. They're open every day in Marin from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and they're open Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. All right, one of the great stories emerging from the 49ers draft weekend was this kid they signed as an undrafted free agent, the wide receiver out of East Carolina, Isaiah Winstead. And, Winstead's a great story. He didn't get a single phone call during this year's draft. So he decided to post a highlight video to Twitter on draft night, or I should say the day after the draft. And it was a brief clip. It lasted just over a minute, and it received over 20,000 likes and over 3,000 retweets. And by Tuesday after the draft, his video had been viewed millions of times. And, of course, the Niners eventually saw it, and the team reached out to Winstead, and they signed him on Wednesday as the final player on their 90-man roster. And it was great. This video showed him just working out with a helmet and no pads. He's, and the video, basically in the post, it says 6'4", 210, moving like this. No minicamp invite or undrafted free agent deal. Behind the scenes on what I can do with 88 catches and 1,100 yards this past season. God makes no mistakes, though. Thank you in advance. It's awesome. So the video goes viral. He received calls from about a half dozen NFL teams, plus a number of teams from the CFL, the XFL, and the USFL. John Lynch went on the radio on KMBR and said that the Niners scouts had been on him for some time and really liked him, and that the video, basically to say, hey, look, we're not reacting to Twitter. We have our own reports, and we liked him independently of that. But is it cause and effect? I mean, I guess we're never really going to know the answer to that. But Winstead's going to report to Niner minicamp with the other team's rookies on May the 12th, and it's on. It's on. We'll see if this kid can make the roster. Now, he's an interesting player on a lot of fronts. Let's talk a little bit about him. He wore number 11 at ECU, played for the East Carolina Pirates, which is an underrated program, and he's a big physical wide receiver. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, 4.7 speed. Who does that sound like? Sounds an awful lot like Juwan Jennings, who, by the way, is a free agent next year. A lot of people speculated that he may have run some high 4.5 times at one of the local pro days prior to the draft, but the official time is 4.7. And 4.7 is too damn slow for a wide receiver. I mean, it's just too slow in the NFL. He does have 34-inch arms. From the video, it looks like he's got the kind of ability to be a good route runner, stop and start quickness, short area explosiveness, all the things that you look for in a good route runner. He appears to have that. If you talk to the scouts who have been into East Carolina and watched him, they say, he's a long strider. He's a long strider who has kind of build-up speed. He was third team All-MAC. This kid started at the FCS level at Norfolk State and then transferred to Toledo and then finished up at East Carolina. He was a 6-year senior that was granted that extra year of eligibility because of COVID-19. And he took advantage of it. But from what I've heard, he's kind of an average athlete. He definitely uses his body well to shield away defenders, which is a great sign for any big-bodied possession receiver. Can he get off the line of scrimmage? Is he quick enough and strong enough to get off the line of scrimmage? Is he going to be bothered by, really tight NFL coverage? The hands are just okay. I mean, if you watch his film extensively, people who have say, there's a lot of drops mixed in there. So, and then he's not the most professional receiver. He takes some plays off. I don't want to say he loafs on the backside, but let's just say he doesn't bring it 100% when the ball's not coming his way. So that's not uncommon. I've scouted a lot of receivers who do a lot of that. That's what it takes to be a receiver in the NFL. You got to do it all right. You got to break the huddle correctly. You got to cinch up your gloves correctly. You've got to do it all right. You got to run the you got to run the play on the you got to run the pattern on the backside the same way you're running it when you're the primary. That's how you play receiver in the NFL. You can't only be into it when the ball's coming your way because you never know. Quarterback could audible to you. The defense is watching you. You could be a tell that gives away whether it's run pass. You've got to be mentally and physically engaged 100% when the ball's coming your way and when it ain't. You can't have drops. You can't take plays off. But this kid has proven to be a clutch wide receiver, and he was a big key guy on third downs. If you watched East Carolina against Navy, that's a great film to watch if you want to look at Isaiah Winstead at his best. He had several big catches on several key third downs against the midshipmen. He wound up that day with 11 catches for 143 yards and a touchdown. The one thing that he does do really well that is going to make him a perfect Niner if he makes the team is he blocks downfield. He's a 6'3", 210-pound wide receiver who blocks down the field. Now, is he going to make it? That's the question. The Niners wide receiver core is loaded. The one thing that you just can't get away from that is absolutely ironclad and must be adhered to and must be respected is Isaiah Winstead is a player. He's not a workout guy. He's a football player. And what do I mean by that? He caught 88 balls this year. For a college receiver, that is a ton. He had 1,000, almost 1,100 yards receiving this year. That's a huge number. He had 6 touchdowns this year. That's a hefty amount for a college receiver. So this guy has done it. It's not like you can just say, you know what, this guy had a workout tape and this and that. No, he made 88 catches for 1,081 yards or 1,085 yards, whatever it was this year, and 6 touchdowns. So he's a productive wide receiver. Now, is he going to make the team? Let's get back to the question at hand. Is Isaiah Winstead going to make the Niners roster? Well, to me, the Niners wide receiver core is already pretty much accounted for. They're going to keep 5 for sure. They might keep 6. And 4 of them are already accounted for. Brandon Ayuk making the team. Deebo Samuel making the team. Juwan Jennings is going to make the team. And Danny Gray is going to make the team. Now, some people would disagree with that last one and go, Danny Gray? Come on, Krug. He barely did anything last year. He's the deep speed. He's the guy who runs off the coverage. He's essential. Go talk to any play caller. The deep speed guy is essential. You can't cut the deep speed guy. Otherwise, teams won't defend you the same way. So Danny Gray's the deep speed. And I think he's better as the deep speed than Ray or the newly signed Chris Conley. And both those guys are good, by the way. So, I mean, right there, I've just named 6 receivers. And Ayuk, Deebo, and Juwan make it. I think Gray makes it. Chris Conley's an NFL player. Ray McLeod is clearly an NFL player and helps you on special teams. So there's 6 right there. That might be their 6. But there's also Tay Martin. Tay Martin is a tremendous receiver with a massive catch radius. Really, really underrated. There's Willie Snead. There's Ronnie Bell, who was drafted in the 7th round after an extremely productive career at Michigan. And then, of course, you got Winstead. And then you also have Tyron Johnson and Daz Newsome and Shea Wyatt. So you're getting the picture. It's a loaded wide receiver core. The only way that Isaiah Winstead's got a shot. I would say this about all of the young kids. I think it's Ayuk, Deebo, Juwan, and Gray. Those 4. And then if they keep 5 or 6, so you got the rest of the guys competing for 1 or 2 spots. And to me, that competition is going to be Chris Conley, Ray McLeod, Ronnie Bell, Tay Martin, and Isaiah Winstead. I'm not saying that Willie Snead or Newsome or Johnson or Wyatt can't make it, but I don't think they will. To me, it's Winstead and Bell and Tay Martin, along with young players who are possession receivers in different shapes and sizes. Tay Martin's 6'3", long arms, huge catch radius. Winstead's also 6'3", very productive final year at ECU. And then you got Ronnie Bell, who tore his ACL at Michigan his second to last year, but then came back this year with a vengeance and he was terrific. And they invested a draft pick in Ronnie Bell, so obviously they like him. So you got Winstead, you got Ronnie Bell, you got Tay Martin, and Ray McLeod and Chris Conley. So you got those 5 guys battling for maybe 1 spot, maybe 2. So is Isaiah Winstead going to make the team? He may, but he's going to have to he's going to have to ball out. He's going to have to really play. He's going to have to show some special teams ability. He's going to have to really show. He's going to have to really flash in camp and in the preseason. It's doable. It's doable. He shows up in camp and starts plucking the ball with his hands and running routes the way he did in that video. He'll be up for it. He'll be in that mix. Him, Ronnie Bell, Tay Martin, the possession youngsters, and then the 2 speedy veterans, Ray McLeod and Chris Conley. I think those guys battle for 2 spots max. And don't be shocked if they go with 5. And that means that all these receivers are battling for 1 spot. So you're getting the picture right now. The Niners wide receiver core is loaded and kind of spoken for. The jobs are going to be hard. Unless there's an injury, man, it is going to be a battle royale. So get ready. Hone in on the wide receivers in camp. Hone in on those wide receivers come the preseason, because the guy that goes off between Conley, Ray, Tay Martin, Ronnie Bell, and Isaiah Winstead, that guy's making the team. Maybe it'll be Winstead. Maybe it'll be Ray. If I had to guess, I'm going to put my money on Tay Martin, but it's wide open, and it's anybody's ball game. Exciting days ahead for Isaiah Winstead. All right, hope you enjoyed the 49er video. Check out Pig and a Pickle in their 2 locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin, Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.